listening to the Bourbon Nerdz podcast, episode A New Riff Hope.
Featuring New Riff Distilling, baby.
All right, yeah. I'm actually kind of excited about this episode.
Bro, I've had this New Riff 8 for a while, and I've just been babying that last little bit just for this episode.
Yeah,
So
I've been begging it just for everyone. We've had this. I've never been able to get the New Riff 8-year bourbon. I picked up the rye not too long ago. Just now opened it today.
I don't
for this
know
episode.
I don't know if they released that year bourbon this year. I think I'm
They're
guessing
still floating around.
I could be wrong, but what I'm guessing is they release something different every year.
Yeah.
Like this year, the last year was the New Riff 8 bourbon. This year's the New Riff 8 rye.
My boss took a picture of he lives in Colorado. They had a New Riff 8. It was I think around $100 or something. I may have him just pick it up and send it because I wouldn't mind having that in our collection. That's
I don't
just a
think
good
that
bottle.
was too far off MSRP.
Yeah.
I think it was I want to say it was $80 or $90. So
Yeah. So this is I'm excited. I think New Riff is a company that gets slept on quite a bit. I know we tried some of their single barrel. Well, I tried their single barrel. We did a tasting the other day, but this is awesome to get back, and we're doing a normal episode. I feel like we haven't done a normal episode in 2 months. So I hope you guys are ready. I'm ready.
I'm ready
to talk about some bourbon.
I'm ready.
And sing with Garrett and get into some juicy discussion on quite a bit that's happened since our last episode. What was our last episode? I don't remember.
The last episode we did together?
No, yeah, the last one we did together.
Was that the mid-year one, or do we have another one after that?
I don't know. I can't remember. I'd have to look at the 31 episodes that we have.
Hang on, let me look at our episode list.
It's
and
the
I can tell you here in a
episode.
second.
Yeah, the last one. If you haven't, guys, if you're listening to this one, you haven't listened to the Michael Gabbard, the Bourbon Killed the Radio Star. That one I finished it today. I was laughing out loud.
Yeah, it was funny. So actually, it was almost exactly a month ago, released July 6th. It was our A Toast to Penelope episode.
Oh yeah, Toast to Penelope. Yeah,
that was a good
I remember
one.
that, which we had to do twice.
And then we did, which is, I think the second time turned out really good.
Yeah.
Then we did the Bourbon Hunter episode. Then we did Lethal Weapon featuring Kale.
Oh yeah, Kale, the
Dungeons
Jiu-Jitsu
and
master.
Drams, and then the Michael Gabbard one. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, all right. And we're going to keep on. All right. Well, I'm not going to belabor us anymore. We've got two delicious bourbons and we got a bourbon and a rye sitting in front of us.
Well, technically the single barrels of bourbon. So we do have two bourbons.
Yeah, we do have two bourbons. So we'll try that. We have a Someone Say Whiskey pick, which I'm excited to finally open. I got that a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. I don't know.
You had a Riff Raff sticker from Fast Times, or not Fast Times, godly, Rocky Horror Picture Show, which is one of my favorite movies.
For sure. So I'm going to just give a quick breakdown of the episode. So we're going to do From Barrel to Brain, talk about New Riff Distilling. Nerd Rage, we're going to talk about worst comic book characters and some upcoming releases. Whiskey Sideline, we're just going to give you some updates on some things that stood out to us. Football's coming up. So excited. And then Pop Culture Pour, we're going to talk about Superman, Fantastic Four, and Thunderbolts, and just kind of
I herald your beginning.
and just talk a little bit about some of the comic book movies. I might do a little really quick, neat and balanced, but maybe not in the last call. We're going to just kind of give you guys some updates on some things that we're working on and hopefully get you guys excited. So other than that, are you ready? All right. That was pretty good. Maybe UFC guys will call me and give me a chance.
Hey!
From Barrel to Brain. Garrett, I'll kick it over to you to kick us off about some New Riff. I haven't even taken a drink yet. What's going on?
I took a couple sips of each one, trying to get my palate going. I actually have a little heartburn,
2 sip Sally
which is
over here.
kind of annoying. But so I'm just reading this straight from their website. It says they're stubbornly independent in pursuit of great whiskey, which is the title of this little part here. So, like I said, I'm reading this from them, so this is from their perspective. Founded in 2014 by visionary Kentucky liquor retailer and entrepreneur Ken Lewis, New Riff crafts a range of award-winning bourbon, rye, single malt whiskey, and gin. Located in northern Kentucky, which is the gateway to bourbon country, New Riff is 100% family-owned and plan to stay that way. Every bottle we make is a distillation of who we are and the incredibly high standards that are part of our DNA. You won't find any shortcuts here. New Riff makes whiskey the hard way. Our flagship whiskeys are bottled in bond without chill filtration, reflecting our commitment to one of the world's highest quality standards. Located directly beneath the distillery is an alluvial aquifer. This naturally occurring water source is an essential part of our production process, and it's clean, cool, limestone-rich water is part of what gives our whiskeys their unique flavor. With passion and knowledge born from one of the world's great spirit regions, our talented team is individually committed to doing things the right way. We are firmly grounded in Kentucky's revered bourbon legacy, but this is our riff, and we hope to one day be considered one of the great small distilleries of the world. And just real quick, I got a couple things on their mash bills. So their standard bourbon mash bill is 65% corn, 30% rye, and 5% malted barley. It says their rye recipe is a key part of the flagship Kentucky bourbon whiskey, which is bottled in bond. I'm reading that their rye is 100% malted rye. Their malted rye is 100% malted rye whiskey, which is a rare style. So that's pretty cool. And then their single malt is a blend of malt whiskeys aged up to 10 years and finished in different casks. So a lot of cool things that they're doing there, and very interesting. It says they have a high note collection, which is wheat, which is 65% corn, 18% Bohemian floor malted wheat, 10% unmalted wheat, and 7% dark wheat. So I'd like to try that because that sounds really interesting. I don't know what Bohemian floor malted wheat is, but that sounds. And then it says
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, and then 7% dark wheat. It's dark.
It's real dark.
But yeah, 3 different kinds of wheat with corn. I bet that's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, when you taste it, they like the back end of the palate, like it comes at you it's pretty dark. Like,
yeah, I mean, I don't think I've had anything bad from New Riff, and a lot of people really enjoy their single barrels, which I haven't had a lot of their single barrels. And, you know, Ty always said their, 6-year malted rye was
the malted
like one
rye.
of his favorite.
And is it the Balboa rye?
Yeah, people like the Balboa rye too. They do a
those
lot
are
of really
definitely
cool
ones
stuff.
we need to try. We love. I mean, you're now and we're in the rye family together, so we've got to try to round them out. We'll eventually pick them up. Again, there's a billion bottles, and we only have so much money. But yeah, definitely. I've always this is New Riffs. You know, for the longest time wasn't being distributed in Texas. I remember the first time I ever saw it. I remember it was getting a little talked about on some of the YouTube whiskey tubers. I was like, man, I really want to get one. I found one when I was traveling back from Destin, and I didn't pick it up because I wanted to get some, what did I get? Willet. I got some Willet stuff.
Now it's like everywhere. Like,
yeah, it's
or
everywhere
the specs,
now.
especially. Like you go in there, it's like they have their whole lineup. It's like 7 or 8 different bottles on the shelf.
Yeah, and I think too, like I think sometimes we just take, oh, that bottle's available, it's not good, you know, and kind of think that in our head. And we wanted to highlight New Riff. We haven't drank as much of New Riff as I'd like. I've not been ever upset. I love that 8-year bottle. I'm excited to try the 8-year rye. They've got some really cool thing. I mean, to be a completely family. I said flamly. Flawn. Friends. Phone. No, anyways, let me get back on track. To be completely family owned is amazing. You know, which you mentioned some of this, that, you know, they built their place on an ancient aquifer, which gives them amazing water, which if you've watched any of our episodes or know, water is very important for making good bourbon.
Oh, for sure.
That's why Kentucky is the bourbon capital. And I don't know where Indiana's getting their water, but something's going on up there. But anyway.
Or they just have really good rye. I don't know.
Yeah. Extremely good rye.
Maybe that's the Bohemian rye.
Yeah, and I thought they have a cool little sour mash technique that they use, which they talked about a little bit. Was reviewing that.
But another cool thing is when distilleries use really interesting ingredients. They don't just use regular rye or, you know, regular wheat. It sounds like they actually try to put some effort into creating new, like Balboa rye. Like I've never heard of Balboa rye. I've never heard of Bohemian wheat. You know, like that, just stuff like that makes it interesting. You're like, ooh, I want to try that. You know, so it's really smart on their part. And I wish more distilleries would do that. But some distilleries just kind of get in their ways, and they want to do, you know, their basic stuff, and you know, just do it the old fashioned way. And honestly, I feel like some of those places kind of start getting left behind. And because I actually look for more interesting things these days. You know, everyone's out there hunting Era 12, and I'm like, freaking. The most excited thing I am for is the Lasso Motel 18 and that freaking
that was a good bottle.
That Good Times rye that Damon had that was finished in honey cask.
Yeah,
like those are the things that are on my mind that I want to get.
Yeah, I would love to get that Good Times rye. That looks amazing. Yeah, and I had Eagle Road 12. I thought it was pretty good, but it like for anyone that hasn't tried it, like don't chase it, don't overpay. Like pay $100. That if anything over that, I wouldn't pay for it. It is a good bottle. I love Eagle Rare regular. To me, it's about like kind of like a good store pick. Like, okay, yeah, it's great, thanks. But I wanted to get back to their sour mashing technique. So apparently, the Kentucky regimen mandates a 4-day open co-fermentation to achieve the natural rise and collection of flavors from their mycoflora used before distillation. on the grain and the copper column steel. But I think, just looking at that, I think that's a cool little method that they use. It gives them a distinct flavor, because I definitely like New Riff has a very distinct flavor. You get it on the back end of the palate. I need to drink a little bit more of these so I can give you a better description. But it pops on the back end palate, towards the finish.
Well, and I think that's a little bit of age and the bottled and bond. It's like, it gets a little. It's made with it's made right, and it's good with good ingredients when it's in bottled and bond. But also adding the 8-year age stamp, which I feel like a lot of places are doing the older bottled and bond stuff now. Like you have the old granddad 7-year bottled and bond. You got the Heaven Hill, which has always kind of been a 7-year bottled and bond. But I feel like a lot of places are starting to do the older bottled and bond stuff.
Yeah, I get caramel, a rich dark caramel.
Which one are you doing? The bourbon?
Just the bourbon. I haven't tried the rye yet, because I know that rye is hopefully going to blow my socks off. I hope, but get a little black pepper, a little bit of spice, not much, but it tingles a little bit, and then I get kind of a grain forward.
I almost get like a gingerbread note.
Yeah, kind of like a gingerbread, like that super sharp, and it's not bad. I mean, it's caramel, gingerbread, little bit of pepper spice, and everything nice. It's very good. Something cool that they did is they hired a brewer, worked at the beer brewery. They wanted that at part. A lot of making bourbons about the fermentation process. So I thought that was pretty cool. And
that is really cool, because doing beer and doing bourbon are completely different, but it is interesting to kind of mash those processes together. For sure.
Well, I mean, you're still fermenting things, and so but I thought that was really cool. I think it's a really smart, inventive idea. And then Larry Ebersold is their master distiller, or was their master distiller. He's considered the godfather of rye. I thought that was pretty interesting. So really cool. I think New Riff, if you haven't tried, I would start with their single barrel. Again, I've tried a few of them, and we're going to try the Someone Say Whiskey Pick, which I'm excited to hear in a little bit. We'll give you our thoughts on that. But I think New Riff, if you're sleeping on it, it's a good quality product. It's not going to blow your socks off or anything, but I think, it's good. I mean, I enjoy it. And everything they make is aged at least 4 years, so which is really cool. And they use large barrels, 53-gallon barrels, so that was pretty interesting too as well. But
definitely one of the more interesting distilleries we've kind of looked into. And I wish we had a deeper kind of,
collection
deep
of
dive.
them.
But
a deeper dive. And I wish we had more of their bottles to kind of taste and give you our notes of. But they have a really cool selection of things. I think there's definitely somebody, just because you see the bottle, you shouldn't sleep on them. So,
does this have an age statement on it?
Yeah, it's aged for a minimum of 4 years, is what it says on the back.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Which most
it says distilled May 2020, so it's 5 years old. 5 years old. This is a single barrel, so it's 5 years old and it's 118 proof. So it's going to be a little more proof than the others. That's why we were holding off on this one, because you don't want to do the higher proof stuff and then go to the lower proof stuff. Yeah.
So I just took a sip of the rye. It's good. It's kind of muted though for like a rye. I like the rye. It'll punch me in the mouth a little bit.
It's that 100 proof.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice. It's got nice flavors.
Yeah, it's very well balanced.
I mean, honestly, it kind of reminds me of MGP rye a little bit. Yeah. Like, it's not too... like, when I taste them, I feel like almost side by side, it would be very similar to like an MGP rye, which isn't a bad thing. MGP makes great rye.
Keep in mind, I just opened this like couple
for
hours
sure.
before the episode, so it'll probably open up a little bit too. It's something to keep in mind.
Definitely has the rye smell, which I love the rye smell, like that fresh, almost lemongrass kind of smell.
Definitely get I get a little bit of, there's like a little honey note in it, in between. It's not bad. I need to play with it a little bit more, drink it, and kind of test my palate a little bit and see. But yeah, let us know, like, if you have a New Riff bottle that you absolutely love. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, that's another thing. Is
something we got to try. We need to feature. Yeah. We can do a video over it. Definitely wanted to compare the 8-year bourbon and rye today, both 100 proof. I don't even. Oops, not the right one. I don't even remember what this cost me. I think it was around $85, maybe $80.
Yeah, it was probably the same as the bourbon, I would assume.
So,
but yeah, that was a question I put out to the Someone Say Whiskey
non-chill
group.
filtered. They say without chill filtration, which I like. That's kind of cool. Different way to say it. But their bottles they're very sleek. Like, they've got really good design. Oh yeah, and I was reading too about their one more thing, and then we'll start moving on. With their name, let's see here. Where was I reading that? Like their name about New Riff obviously is related to music, and they were talking about like short tempo and just kind of how they were. I thought that was kind of cool. Here it is. Yeah, the name New Riff is a nod to music, with riff referring to short, catchy musical phrase, and the distillery aiming to create a new riff on traditional bourbon making. I thought that was really cool. And I think they're doing a good job. I think
got some good legs on it.
Yeah, it's got really good legs. And I think it's just, these are very well balanced, put together bourbons.
Man, I'm watching Dexter. Have you ever watched Dexter?
I've watched episodes of Dexter.
So they have a new season out. Well, anyway, him and Kristen Ritter. You know Kristen Ritter?
Yeah.
So she plays a serial killer named Lady Vengeance. And so basically Peter Dinklage is like getting all these serial killers together, and Dexter's kind of like pretending to be a different serial killer. And
like a good serial killer?
Well, he's pretending to be a different one, because I think if they knew he was the Bay Harbor Butcher, they'd all be, frightened because he kills serial killers.
Yeah.
But they start hanging out and they're drinking wine, and she starts talking about legs and the age of alcohol. And I'm like, oh, I'm nerding out right now because she's talking about legs and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, I like it.
I posted on our Bourbon Nerdz, but we were in Fort Worth this weekend hanging out with the fam, and we had a bottle of Cab Franc, and it was so good. And
then you got a Guinness, and people are like, "Oh, there's better
Yeah.
beers." And I'm like, "Come on, man, just let the guy enjoy
let
Guinness."
Me enjoy my Guinness. Well, it's funny because Ileana does not like beer. She likes Guinness, which to me,
that's weird. Yeah,
there's guys that like beer that don't like Guinness.
Does she like just black coffee?
No, she puts a lot of sugar.
I was going to say, if you're like a fan of black coffee, I could see you
Yeah.
liking Guinness because it's very dark and
Yeah.
almost like a coffee stout, really.
For sure.
For me,
Yeah, maybe she just likes stouts. I was like, yeah, you need to try. There's other stouts out there. I mean,
there's some good ones,
there's
man.
really good ones. I'm not saying Guinness is I know I put Guinness as the best beer. I enjoy Guinness.
Dude, the oatmeal stout at Cellarman's is amazing.
Oh yeah, that one's really good.
I love that one so much. They also have a porter that's like a vanilla porter. It's delicious.
We've got to do a beer podcast, and we got to get the guys from Law Street. They won like best Scottish ale or something.
We have some good breweries. We have Law Street. We have 903, and then Cellarman's brews their own stuff too.
Yeah, let us know if you like beer. You want to hear us talk about some people that know a lot more about beer than we do. I've got a friend that likes a lot of beer. Maybe have him on, Dustin. We'll see.
Beer is good. Beer is good.
Beer. All right,
stuff.
That's going to close out from Barrel to Brain. Let's move over to Nerd Rage. So we want to start out with the wasted comic book characters. So is this like in movies? Or
yes.
just in general?
Yes,
okay.
So comic book characters used in movies for sure. I mean, there's so many. There's so many that you could talk about. Like basically everything DC up until Sean Gunn took over. Like just about every character was kind of wasted at some point.
Yeah.
Or James Gunn, not Sean Gunn. Sean's his brother.
Sean.
But like,
like
Wonder Woman was kind of used wrong. Superman, Batman. Like people can say whatever they want, but those like Lex Luthor was a joke.
Dude, I get something funny. Sorry if I forget, because Ileana showed me this guy that makes fun of Gal Gadot.
Oh, yeah.
She's like one of the hottest girls on the planet.
She's a horrible actress.
Yeah, but he does these impressions of her. I've got to send it to you. They are literally the funniest thing ever, and just his facial expressions and stuff. Because she's not a good actress. But
oh man, she was in. Oh, was it her? No, it was so the other girl from. I can't remember the girl's name from the first Fast and Furious that ends up being Brian's wife. She was in a horror movie recently. And I get her and Gal Gadot kind of mixed up because they look kind of similar.
Yeah.
But Gal Gadot is horrible. She like everyone was like, Snow White was so bad, but Gal Gadot is still somehow the worst part of that movie.
He does this like impression, because she's kind of like got that accent. He's like, so I'm riding a horse and I'm supposed to turn around. It's just really funny how he does it. He's way better than I could ever do it. But I'll have to figure out who he is and post in our chat. It's so funny. Now I can't, like I've seen her like in clips and stuff. I'm like, I can never look at her the same now. When you see like a picture or something or a meme and you're like, you never see it the same way. So
some other ones I have is Galactus in the Rise of the Silver Surfer back in like 2005, where he's just a big cloud.
Yeah.
You're like, what the hell is this? I actually thought the Silver Surfer was pretty good in that movie. I thought he was probably the best part.
I did too.
I think Dr. Doom's been very wasted. Although I don't think the actors they chose were horrible. I think it was more to do with Fox.
That guy died. He was from Nip Tuck. What's his name?
I can't think of his name.
I'm gonna look that up real quick.
I think it's Julian something.
Yeah.
But I thought he did it pretty good. Julian McMahon, maybe.
Yeah, I think something like that.
But he was pretty good. And I actually really like Toby Kebbell, but I like him as an actor. But I thought that Fantastic Four movie was just horrible.
Yeah, Julian McMahon.
But yeah, those are bad. I actually enjoy the Ben Affleck Daredevil, but obviously that's not a super popular one. I actually kind of like the older Punisher movie with Thomas Jane, but again, another character that was kind of wasted. Green Lantern.
Oh my God, Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Which, we have the Green Lantern Corps coming. Like I said, I think James Gunn's doing a great job now, and I can't wait to see where they go with it. I know Superman crossed 500 million box office, which is great. Not quite on the Man of Steel level. I think Man of Steel ended up making like 650, which it's still in the theaters. It could still reach that point.
Those old Fantastic Fours were god awful.
No, the first one was okay.
The first one,
the casting.
Was it the second? No, the newest one before the one that just came out. That one was.
Yeah, no, that one was god awful. Yeah, that's what I was talking about with Toby Kebbell, who was Doctor Doom. I thought the casting of that was good. Like,
you had to get people in there.
Had Michael B. Jordan. Had the guy who was in Whiplash. I always forget his name. And then it had Kate Mara. Was it Kate Mara? Anyway, I thought the cast was good. I thought Josh Trank was a good actor or good director, but then I knew it was going to be crap whenever he went out and tweeted right before the release. It was like, look, Fox came in and they did all this and whatever. And I'm like, oh, if the director's crap talking, it's not going to be good. So, even the MCU isn't immune to, bad misuse. Like, I think one of the most egregious misuses is obviously going to be Kang.
Yeah.
Which Kang was a cool character. I don't ever think he was like a big bad. So I thought that was kind of a mistake that they were going with him, which I feel like they were doing Kang Dynasty and then Doctor Doom somehow took over and was going to eventually be the big bad of Secret Wars anyway.
Yeah.
But now they're just kind of taking that part out. But
Jonathan Majors was really good.
He was good,
He
but
did a
then,
good job.
did you watch Ant-Man Quantumania? Because getting beat by a group of big ants was just really stupid.
Yeah.
And then Ant-Man, first of all, if you're going to make him your big bad, he shouldn't lose to Ant-Man ever in a million years.
Agreed.
MODOK was really talk that movie.
MODOK was terrible.
There was a lot of things with that movie. That's
funny but terrible.
Yeah, that movie's one of the people talk about Thor: Love and Thunder a lot, but I actually enjoy Love and Thunder a lot more than Quantumania personally. There's almost nothing about the very beginning when you kind of see Kang and he's taking over, and then whenever he catches Ant-Man, basically any of the scenes in the beginning or middle with Kang is about the only parts that I really like. Everything else about the movie I think is just hard garbage. And I hate to say that because I like Ant-Man. I like the first two, but... Yeah,
I'm a huge Paul Rudd fan, just in general. I didn't like the leader in the new Captain America movie.
No, and he was wasted, which he's back... Which I'd be surprised if very many people remember him being in The Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton.
Yeah.
He's the who Edward Norton goes to for help, and he ends up getting the Hulk DNA in his head. And I was, for a long time, I just thought they just weren't ever going to bring him back up. And then they did. And then they had a bunch of reshoots, which Captain America Brave New World was just a mess in general.
Yeah, you can tell watching the movie. It had some really cool parts. It had some good scenes. It had some potential, but they just reshot the hell out of that movie and just ruined it.
A lot of reshoots, which makes the costs go up. That ended up being a very expensive movie to make.
And then you have one of the greatest villains ever. Just could have. And again, you want.
Are you talking about Leader or Red Hulk?
I'm talking about the Red Hulk.
Yeah, Red Hulk's really cool. Red Hulk, that should have been a Hulk movie for sure.
Yeah, 100%. But no, you get basically the opposite of that.
Which you could argue the Edward Norton Hulk as a wasted character, but the Hulk honestly has been kind of wasted because he still hasn't had his own movie since then, which I think is silly. You kind of see Hulk's story throughout Avengers and Age of Ultron and then Thor Ragnarok, where it's
Planet
on the
Hulk
list
kind
now,
of thing, right? The World War Hulk or something.
Hopefully, but I don't know. It's eventually, which I know Hulk's going to be in the new Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
Apparently, Hulk and Frank Castle are going to be fighting Spider-Man, which I saw some. They're doing all kinds of behind the scenes videos. People are taking videos like Frank Castle showing up in his Punisher outfit with the trench coat, showing up at Peter's school for some reason.
Yeah, dude, he's such a good actor. John Berthal.
So I'm excited for that, which we'll get into more upcoming releases here pretty soon.
Yeah,
but there's a lot of good stuff coming out with Marvel. I'm excited. Brave New World I feel like has been the only real blemish. We're not counting the TV shows. We won't talk about the Marvel shows because those have been very, very hit or miss.
Yeah, I agree.
Talk about wasted characters. Almost any of the Marvel shows you can kind of point to.
I'm trying to
She-Hulk.
think. We're missing some too. I mean, the Venom movies. I love Tom Hardy.
Anything Sony does has been wasted.
It's like, give me a good Tom Hardy Venom movie.
Dude, and Tom Hardy's so good. And
dude, Carnage. That was such Woody Harrelson, which is a great actor.
Horrible casting.
Oh my god,
he is not Cletus Cassidy.
No.
Okay,
you're one of the greatest villains of all time.
Natural Born Killers. Woody Harrelson 30 years ago, 100% would have been great.
Yeah,
that'd have been a great Cletus Cassidy. 60-year-old Woody Harrelson, no.
Yeah.
He's more like an Uncle Ben now at this point.
I'm just like all these bad character adaptations are coming to me. I'm just like, that
Catwoman, Elektra.
Yeah, Elektra.
Blade Trinity.
Yeah.
I mean, Wesley Snipes was a great Blade.
Oh, 100%.
I think
iconic. Like those are some of the first movie was phenomenal.
I really like the second one because
second one was great too.
Guillermo del Toro is one of my favorite directors, and he directed the second one. And so I'm very biased towards Guillermo del Toro. Which he has a Frankenstein movie coming out later this year with Oscar Isaac that looks freaking amazing.
Dude, Oscar Isaac is a great actor.
Yeah, I think. There's a good one.
And Moon Knight.
Oscar Isaac. Moon Knight's great. I'm talking about him playing Apocalypse. That was hardcore wasted.
So
any of
bad.
the Jean Grey Phoenix, those have all been wasted.
Yep, agreed. And that's like some of the best X-Men stuff.
But
like go back in the cartoon. And like they redid the X-Men 97, phenomenal. The old X-Men cartoon, phenomenal.
Well, the new X-Men 97, that's MCU. Marvel took it back over.
Yeah.
So after Secret Wars, after the Secret Wars, they're going back into X-Men saga. So hopefully we finally are getting some good X-Men stuff.
X-Men stuff, yeah. Just a lot of great characters in that. And mutants. I'm a huge, as you can say, I'm a huge X-Men fan. So who else has been pretty bad?
I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can kind of talk about.
Yeah, I think we talked about quite a bit.
I mean, Thor's been hit or miss.
Yeah.
Spider-Man's been really good. I think.
Yeah, William Dafoe is amazing.
Like Malekith from Thor 2 was like the most boring.
Oh yeah, what about Gore?
Gore.
They ruined that.
Christian Bale was so good, too.
Good, and no one
kills like two gods.
Yeah,
he's supposed to be the god killer. Like in the comics, he kills hundreds of gods.
Yeah,
like he should have been built up way more.
But it's like he was so good as that character, but you're never gonna really remember him hardly unless you're a comic book nerd or a nerd like us. And you're like, oh yeah, I can appreciate acting. He put on a phenomenal performance. The movie was so freaking bad, you're never gonna really talk about that.
Dude, Whiplash and Iron Man 2.
Oh God. And I love Iron Man. It's one of my favorite characters.
I want my bird.
Give me the bird.
Dude, I love Mickey Rourke too.
Yeah,
Mickey Rourke's
great.
They're
just not.
Whenever I saw him cast as that, I was like, oh man, he could be really good. I was like, but is Whiplash?
Yeah.
That's kind of a weird character. Yeah. So I think he would have been better as something like he would have been a great Kraven the Hunter.
For sure.
Of course, we got...
Next episode we do together, let's do best comic character adaptations.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll have a debate on that. I think that'd be really good. Anything else you can think of? Yeah, I love
dude, the Iron Man, the whole Doctor Doom theory is sick, dude.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what they actually do with Doctor Doom, but
I hope
there's a theory that Kang created, basically made the 616 is the... what is it? The something timeline, the
sacred
timeline, and basically cut off Doctor Doom from all the other timelines. But in this timeline, the Starks adopted Doctor Doom, Victor Von Doom, and so that's why he became Iron Man. And there's a thing going out where whenever they go back in time and they're trying to get the Infinity Stones, right, and he goes to try to steal it from the original Ant-Man. And he runs into his dad, and his dad's like talking about his mom being pregnant, and Tony gives like this weird little and it's because he's confused about the timeline because he was born at a different time. And so
Yeah.
that kind of, which that could be nothing, but it almost seems like that's a little nod to, oh, hey, Tony's really Victor Von Doom, and that's how they're going to do it. And it's all Kang's fault. And so Dr. Doom's out to get Kang. And, you know, I think that's kind of an interesting thing that they could do, but I'm really excited for Doomsday.
Yeah, I am too.
Hopefully we don't talk about him being wasted, but I mean, you have one of the greatest actors of all time playing it.
Yeah,
so
there's no way they're gonna waste that. Like, if they wasted that opportunity, Marvel's done. Like, it's over. Like, you might as well sign.
And there's another rumor that he'll continue to be Doctor Doom after that. So just he gets defeated, and then he's still kind of the villain of like the X-Men. And stuff.
That'd be
so
cool.
That'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah, no, I remember watching those old Fantastic Four cartoons. I know they do some homage to that in the movie, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But Dr. Doom's awesome, like just super powerful, super smart, like just a really good character. So
my next tattoo is going to be Doctor Doom
and Darth Vader, right?
I don't know if I'm going to do a combination. I kind of have a few Star Wars tattoos, so I'm thinking I might just try to do
all Doctor Doom.
Yes, might do a Doctor Doom, but we'll see. I'm going to get with my tattoo guy closer to January and try to figure that out. So
sweet. Okay, well, I think that'll close. Well, no. We've got some upcoming releases.
Oh man, so many. Which by the time this comes out, so one of my most anticipated movies of this year comes out next week. Which when this episode comes out, it'll be that weekend.
Yeah.
But it's called Weapons, and it looks really exciting. It's the director who did Barbarian, but it's basically about this whole classroom, except for one student, just like disappears at one night, and then so they're all questioning the teacher, like, well, why did just your classroom disappear? And then the kids show up at like night, and they're doing like the weird Avatar run. I don't know. I was watching a scene from it, and it looks great, but there have been 20 reviews so far, I believe, and it's been 100% positive. Wow. So I think it's going to be amazing. I'm very excited for it.
We didn't talk about Mortal Kombat.
No, that's an upcoming release.
Yeah.
I have that on here.
Okay.
I have Weapons, the new Avatar is coming out. Did you watch the trailer for that?
Yeah.
It looked kind of interesting, but I don't know. People talk about superhero fatigue. I'm almost getting Avatar fatigue.
I think so too. Yeah. I was thinking that as I'm watching this is cool, but I think it's like been there, done that, right? It's like riding the ride, and it was so awesome the first time you wrote it, and you're like, then you wrote it again, now you're like, okay.
You could almost tell me that's the second Avatar trailer, and I'll be like, yeah, for sure.
Sure, yeah.
Like
I'm not, to be honest, I'm not excited about it. I'll watch it with my daughter because she'll probably enjoy it more, just the lights and stuff and all that, the animation.
What'd you think about the Mortal Kombat 2 trailer?
I thought it was phenomenal.
Johnny Cage, baby.
Yeah, Johnny Cage.
People can say whatever they want about Carl Urban. I think he's one of the most underrated actors out there.
I couldn't agree more.
I thought him as Dredd was amazing. So ever since then, I've just been hooked.
I was like trying to figure out how he was going to portray Johnny Cage, and he's like, he nailed it. Like,
yeah, it's great.
He nailed it, dude. I'm so excited to watch that.
Dude, somebody was saying on YouTube earlier that the newer Mortal Kombat, the first one, was like the worst Mortal Kombat ever. And I'm like, did he watch Mortal Kombat Annihilation?
Yeah, the second one?
Horrible, dude.
That was one of the worst movies on the planet, man.
Some other ones I have on here is Him. It's that football movie.
Oh, yeah.
That looks kind of interesting. I know that's produced by Jordan Peele. A lot of people are getting confused. It's not directed by Jordan Peele. It's produced by him. So,
yeah.
I mean, he's
know the difference, people.
Yeah, know the difference. Tron, is it Tron Ares?
Yeah,
it's called?
Tron Ares.
Yeah,
Yep,
Daniel really wants to watch it. I've never seen the Tron movies. It never really interests me much.
You didn't watch the first Tron?
Nope.
It's pretty good.
Never watched any.
You got to go back and watch it before you watch this one.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
Black Phone 2, I think, looks amazing.
The first one is excellent.
Yeah, the second, it's interesting. Like they're making the grabber almost look like Freddy Krueger because he kills in their dreams and all that stuff. But it looks cool. I had the Naked Gun on here, but that just came out, and we went and watched it. And I will say, the first half, me and Daniel were like crying, laughing. It was so funny, and then it kind of like drops off, and I actually fell asleep towards the end. But it was I was actually really tired too. I haven't been sleeping very well lately, but
yeah,
it's a very funny movie. I recommend anyone to go watch it. It's actually like 90-something% positive on Rotten Tomatoes. So
you might have to watch it again.
It's Kiva. I think it's Kiva Schaffer, who's one of the Lonely Island guys. So. I mean, I think they do pretty good. They did the pop star Never Stop, Never Stopping.
Yeah.
Which I think is hilarious. The Guillermo del Toro Frankenstein, which we mentioned.
Yep. That should be good.
Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
I haven't seen that trailer.
It looks pretty good, but I'm excited because, Matthew Lillard's coming back. And actually, holy crap, Skeet Ulrich, who was from the first Scream. Him and Matthew Lillard were the killers.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
yeah,
he's
yeah.
actually in the movie now, too.
That's
So
cool.
they're kind of getting back together. The second Wicked movie comes out later this year.
You know what movie I really like jumped out to me that I think looks really good? The Running Man.
Oh, that was actually the next one on my list.
Okay.
So
I'm
that's
excited
so
to
that's
see.
Edgar Wright, who I love. Edgar Wright. He directed
Glenn Powell's the main guy.
So Edgar Wright directed Baby Driver, Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead. You know, he does all these great movies.
Michael Cera's in the movie.
Well, Michael Cera worked with him on Scott Pilgrim.
And Josh Brolin.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World. So
Yeah, there's some interesting people.
the new Knives Out comes out later this year.
Ooh, those have all been really good. I've enjoyed those. Like, they're not like great movies, they're just entertaining, and I enjoy watching them.
As long as Ryan Johnson stays away from Star Wars, everything else he does is great.
I know Ethan thinks he bombed Star Wars on purpose, but
And then in February, I have Scream 7, which I believe has wrapped filming. And so hopefully maybe October we'll get some kind of
Scream
preview.
6. I'm behind.
Oh, Scream 6 is pretty good, but
Yeah.
Scream 7 will it'll have a couple of the characters, but mostly going to be focusing on Sydney again. And so should be kind of interesting. And then just a couple other little things. Peacemaker Season 2 comes out this month.
Dude, they had a Peacemaker marathon when I was in Fort Worth. I mean, obviously we were there. We weren't just going to sit there and watch Peacemaker, but hopefully I can catch it. I think it was on FX, so.
Dude, it's so good.
I know.
I
I'll
love
go
that
watch
show.
it. I like John Cena's fun.
The Boys new season comes out.
Ooh, this is the final season, right?
Yes, but they're going to do a Vought Rising season with
okay.
Soldier Boy as like the
Soldier
lead.
Boy.
So Jensen Ackles will get some more. Yeah.
Soldier Boy.
And then I wanted to talk a little bit about the James Bond and what they're kind of doing. So Dennis, I can't pronounce his name. It's like Villa
not going to work here anymore?
Villa, yeah. He directed like Dune and Sicario and
Sicario's great.
Blade Runner 2049. He does all these really good
Yeah.
movies. He's the director. And then the writer, I don't have his name, but he wrote for Peaky Blinders. And so
I love that show.
I think that mixture is going to be really good. I'm
That's
very excited
one of
for it.
I absolutely love that show. Like, if you haven't watched Peaky Blinders, you are missing out on one of the greatest shows ever.
I think I made it through season 1, and then I started watching something else. So I need to go back and finish watching Peaky Blinders. But it was very good.
And it's one of those, like, I think if it's season 3, I believe, that kind of it was season 3 or 4 kind of veers off, but then it just picks back up. I think it was 3, but first 2 are phenomenal. I love the show. It's great. It's just such a good. Cillian Murphy is just outstanding. So
amazing actor for sure.
Yeah. So anything else you want to talk about in nerdery?
No, I think I'm good. I just wanted to highlight some stuff that was coming out.
This is a lot of exciting stuff. I think there's some good movies coming out.
This is a great year for movies. And actually, this is like one of the most amazing years for horror movies I've seen in a long time. Because I already almost have a top 10 horror movies, and we're only halfway through the year. Like, there's still a lot more coming out. So
yeah, that's
very
insane.
Very
You're
good
not
year.
even October yet.
Yeah, it's freaking August, man.
Yeah, horror. It's a good year for horror for sure, for you horror fans out there. And we know Garrett is a horror fan.
Thanks, bro.
I'm just messing.
Thanks for that.
You're welcome. All right, well, let's move over to Whiskey Sideline. Can we talk about Skinny Luca?
Skinny Luca.
Skinny, buff, good-looking Luca.
He took that trade personal.
He did.
He took the fat Luca jokes really personal.
Did you see my post today?
No, I don't think so.
I said it's like 3 things you don't talk about. And it was like, 3 things you don't do. 1, ask a man his salary. 2, ask a woman her age. And 3, ask a Mavs fan about the Luka trade, basically, on February 25th.
I think a lot of them kind of got over it whenever they got the number 1 overall pick.
I'm still not over it, but I'm dealing with it. I deal with some other stuff.
I mean, and the Mavs are set up pretty decent, but
yeah, we are.
You know, I still think they're like 5th or probably 5th or 6th in the West, personally.
Yeah, and
and Kyrie coming back could help that a little bit. I think they could be, I mean, I'd put them over the Lakers. It's just because I hate the Lakers. But
yeah, Kyrie doesn't get enough credit. Like, players really like Kyrie. They really enjoy him.
People are controversial about Kyrie because of his flat Earth stuff.
Yeah, for sure, and the other things that he's done, which I'm not gonna get on that. But Luka also signed a 3-year, $165 million extension. He lost a lot of money due to that Mavs trade. I've been hearing more and more rumors that Jokic is not going to re-sign with the Nuggets, and there's a possibility to reunite him and Luka. And I know he wants to sign one more big deal and then retire and ride away in his horses. But
he was way more excited about his horses when he ever was in the NBA.
He loves his horses, man. The guy,
my horses are my life.
Yeah, for sure. But wanted to just talk about that. Luka looks great. Whatever diet they've done, he said he was on a low carb diet, high protein, which anybody can do. But he's obviously lost some weight and he looks best shape of his NBA career. That's for sure. So Lakers fans, you have a lot to be excited about, and enjoy the Luka while you have it, and appreciate what you have. But also too,
you don't know what you got till it's gone. Like I think Cody's still in shock. I'll never forget that day where I told him that. He's like, no, we didn't.
That's what I'm gonna do when I get time, when I'm because I'm going to Columbia again in the next couple of days. I'm gonna write a country song about Luka, and I'm gonna sing it on the podcast.
What rhymes with Luka?
Luka.
Juka. That's a good one.
Spooka.
It's a spooka good time in the Juka
We're
box.
gonna smoke some hookah while I miss Luka. No, well, I'll come up with something. But anyways, we're getting ready for football season. We're about to do a fantasy football episode. I'm super excited.
Yeah, so look out for that.
Yeah, Garrett and I are super competitive when it comes to fantasy and football.
Also, this is going to come out after most of our drafts, so that way you can't steal my picks.
Yeah, you can't steal our stuff.
Can't do it, even though most of our league probably don't even listen to the podcast.
Yeah, even though Garrett and I are in like 5 leagues together, but it's fine. We disagree on a lot of stuff. Last year he was right, I was wrong. I went Brees Hall way, went to Bijan, and he was right and I was wrong, but that doesn't happen very often, and I still won his league, so I was excited about that. And then I traded away the other league that I probably could have won.
I don't know what it is about my league. I can have like the best team and just like lose in the like I had Saquon Barkley. My team should have been good.
Yeah,
but I just had some of the worst injury. Like I had Nico
that was another
Collins
thing I got
Malik
wrong.
Neighbors.
Saquon. Yeah, I think he was being good, but not that good.
Yeah, so. I drafted like the perfect team, but I just had injuries at the wrong. I had the most points against me. Like, it was just horrible.
When that happens, it's just chalk it off.
What can you do, man? You have Saquon putting up 40 a game, and you just still can't win.
In my league, and then I got second in my personal league that I have, and I was.
Which this is the first year I'm in your league.
You know why I lost? Jameson Williams. That end around that lost me the championship. I lost by 6 points. But anyways. We're really excited about football season. I'm sure you guys are. We talked a little bit about college football in our last episode. Oklahoma State couldn't possibly be worse than they were last year. They had a historic, terrible season.
They said challenge accepted.
I hope not. So, but yeah, there's a lot going on in basketball. I know Aaron Fox signed a huge deal with the Spurs. Spurs, if you're a Spurs fan, which apparently Garrett is a Spurs fan, he claims to be an OKC fan. But
so and I still like the Spurs. We didn't have a team. So before Oklahoma City, I just connected. I connected with the Spurs because it's Tim Duncan. I've liked Tim Duncan ever since he was in Wake Forest. So my number was 21 through high school. So I was a huge Tim Duncan fan. They had a dynasty, still one of the best winning percentages, of any dynasty. And that's why I feel like Tim Duncan isn't credited as much in the top, 10 conversation. But they built a dynasty and they won. That's really all they did. All they did was win. And, without Ray Allen's crazy shot that he made, they would have added a 6th championship. So,
but didn't happen.
Stupid Ray Allen.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to go down and start hating on the Spurs. But, okay. Well, anything else on Whiskey Sideline you want to talk about? I mean, there's a lot to talk about, to be honest.
No, we haven't really had a whole lot of new news through NFL.
Just training camps or news are coming out. People are hyping up players.
We can talk about real quick. We have a couple players that are requesting trades.
Oh yeah, what's his face requesting?
One was Michael Parsons. What was the other? Terry McLaurin.
Terry McLaurin.
So I can see Terry McLaurin, but Jerry Jones basically said, I'm not trading Micah Parsons. He just told him to suck it up.
Yeah. What's more interesting about the Cowboys is you're going to have basically your entire cap soaked up by 3 players with Dak, CeeDee Lamb. You just should not have paid Dak that money, and Micah Parsons. Personally,
we'll talk about a little bit of that stuff in the fantasy episode.
Yeah, we definitely will. Personally, I would say trade Micah, which is crazy to think about, but I think you could get a lot for him.
We can take him down south a little bit.
Yeah, get some draft picks, get some cheaper players, get some bench strength.
I mean, the Texans have a bunch of second-round picks. Yeah. I'm just saying.
I mean, Micah's amazing. Don't get me wrong. Micah Parsons, that was the best mistake the Cowboys ever made drafting him because they wanted the two cornerbacks. They wanted Patrick Surtain and they wanted J.C. Horn, and then Micah Parsons fell, and they panicked and they picked him. And then
which worked out because Sean Lee and Van what is that guy's name? They had two linebackers that kind of got hurt.
Yep. So
worked out for them.
Yep, it's worked out for him. What was the other? Oh yeah, Terry McLaurin. They just need to pay him. Just he deserves the money. He's been dealing with shitty quarterbacks. Pardon my French.
He's also aging, so
he is. But pay him. Give him 3 years. Give him some money. And that team is a NFC contender. Without Terry McLaurin, they're not an NFC contender. They're maybe a first round exit if possible. If you for some reason can't pay him, you have to go out and get a weapon for Jaden McDaniels. You're not set up without him. The offense looks completely different. So that's a much you do or die move to me than what it is on Micah Parsons' side on the Cowboys. But Jerry Jones will make the wrong decision like he does all the time, and the Cowboys will get Micah Parsons, which is a phenomenal player. Don't take my feedback and criticism as anything against Micah Parsons. He's one of the best in the league.
Jerry Jones is the Nico Harrison of the NFL. And they both are in Dallas.
Yeah, why don't you just trade CeeDee Lamb for a bag of peanuts and
no, I don't. Actually, Bill O'Brien was probably that. He's like, oh, you want DeAndre Hopkins?
Yeah.
I'll give him to you for a 4th rounder. No big deal.
All right.
Bro.
Well, we're going to close out Whiskey Sideline and move over to Pop Culture Pour because we've got some juicy movies to talk about. Maybe some spoiler alerts. So,
yeah, spoiler alert for Squid Game, Superman, and Fantastic Four. So.
Let's start with the show. Let's start with Squid Games because I just watched it.
Do you feel like after the first season, it was a little kind of disappointing watching season 2 and 3? Because it's like, well, we've already kind of been through all this stuff, you know?
It wasn't until the very last couple episodes, and so let's walk through. I think they do such a good job of portraying human emotion. Like, I think when you're watching it, you're like, oh, it's bloody and gory and stupid kid games and all this stuff's happening. We forget like what the purpose of that whole thing is talk about if you're in a life or death situation, who are you? What kind of person are you going to become?
And really looking at human nature in general.
Yeah, I think they do a phenomenal job of that. But I really honestly loved the show up until the last couple episodes. In the season finale, I hated it. I'm going to be 100% upfront with you. I did not like it.
Yeah, I don't feel like we got a whole lot of answers, and it just kind of like. And someone was saying that the other day, is like, you know, that main guy is still alive, and I go, how? But they said in the scene where it's like blowing up, you don't see his body. I'm like, well, but also that main guy could have taken his body out or something. The main
guy was literally laying there with like, what, didn't he have blood squirting out of his head and stuff?
Yeah, but I don't know.
He's not alive.
I know that they at the very end they made it seem like they're going to do another one in America because Cate Blanchett shows up slapping people.
Yeah, that was interesting.
And I'm like, oh, cool. What are the American games?
Yeah.
Tic-tac-toe and checkers
and jump rope. Right? Yeah. But no, just the like I want to harp on this for a little bit because like the last part where they're fighting on top of these platforms. Where basically you had to eliminate at least one person to move on to the next platform, and they ended up starting to get a fight. And you're really showing like survival of the fittest, Lord of the Flies, kind of like, you know, oh, what if this guy is, you know, stabs me in the back, and then they start fighting amongst each other. I thought that was all good until like they start killing each other to a point they're not thinking about the game, which I understand was a portrayal of the human nature. And if you're in a life or death situation, are you really going to be worried about the game? But then that dude. This is what pissed me off more than anything, and like just made me like, okay, I'm not happy with this. Is the dude that got beat up, like that was gonna end up pushing that one guy off? He just throws himself off. I don't want to be your lunchbox.
or the kid that was the father of the baby.
Yeah,
like he had the most confusing storyline I've ever seen. It's like he wanted to redeem himself, but at the same time he wanted to keep.
Yeah, and then he's like, I'm gonna kill my own baby if you don't.
Yeah, I'm like. That's the most unlikable character I've ever seen in my life.
It just felt like there
nothing redeemable about
it. It was build up. Like, all right, let's get this show over
with.
And
then him not just killing all those guys in their sleep was like, okay, you both could have survived, and this would have been over.
But I appreciated that. I appreciated that part.
They all ended up dying, and he died anyway. Like, just freaking kill them all then.
Yeah, he could have, but that's what changed. That's what kind of changed the main villain guy. Is like. He didn't do what he did in that situation.
No, I get it.
Whether it was the right thing to do, I appreciated. I thought that was great writing.
But he put the baby's life in danger. If you really want to protect the baby, you just got to kill those guys.
But he still protected the baby the best of his ability.
He did, but
the baby survived. He accomplished his goal.
Without that guy making a decision that he was going to protect the child for that short period of time, without that, they're both just dead.
Yeah.
So,
and we're kind of crapping on the show. The show's excellent. I think it's really well done. There's good storylines and characters and interconnections. It's definitely like, okay, we're doing this again. So like, but in general, like there's a lot of blood and gore. There's a lot of like crazy stuff. It's just a crazy, well done show. Like it's a unique show. I can't even think of something else compared to it. Like it's just a well done show. I enjoy it. I enjoyed it. Season finale, I guess it's like Game of Thrones last season, but I wasn't the biggest fan up to the last episode.
I wouldn't call it Game of Thrones last season.
No, it wasn't. All the episodes were really good until the last. There was, your favorite characters or people you're rooting for dying left and right. You didn't know exactly what was going to happen, but that one guy just really pissed me off.
It's more like the Red Wedding in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Like everybody dies and you're like, oh, well.
Okay. Yeah. Spoiler alert. So yeah, if you haven't watched it, don't, skip through that part. But let's move over to the blockbuster movies, man. We've had some bangers of movies come out. We had Superman come out. We had Fantastic Four, and then Thunderbolts, obviously, which we've talked about the Thunderbolts a little bit. But what do you want to start with, Superman or Fantastic Four?
Well, we watched Superman first, right?
Yeah, we did.
So I thought Superman was done really well, and I thought David Corenswet, I think is his name. I thought he did a really great job of balancing the best parts of Superman.
Yeah,
really made him. I liked how they did the his house. I can't think of what that's called right now. And someone's yelling at me right now while they're listening to it. Aaron Patterson's like over there, like, oh, it's this.
Yeah, the Superman's castle thing, Ice Castle.
Yeah, it's I can't think of what it's called right now, but I thought that was really cool. Crypto was like he awesome. Stole the show.
Did you see and I don't know if that was real, but they said like dog adoptions went up.
Yeah, I told you that went up 500%.
Yeah,
or like searching for it, not dog adoption.
Still, that's still awesome. I mean, how many more people considered adopting? I've been thinking about getting a dog for a while. Like I'm working through some other stuff, but like I'll probably get a dog in a couple of months. Like hopefully, like I want to have a dog. And I'm not traveling as much as I was, so yeah, I want a dog. Let's do it.
Yeah, no, I think dogs are awesome.
Back to the movie.
So Lex Luthor was great. The other kind of villains were, whatever, like they weren't as interesting.
Yeah.
But Lex Luthor was amazing. I think Nicholas Holt's another really underrated actor.
Mr. Terrific.
Yeah, Mr. Terrific was great.
Which so good.
Which if I'm sure some people were like, I know this guy from somewhere. He played I can't think of what his name was, but he was in X-Men First Class. He was the one who adapted to everything.
Yeah.
And then Kevin Bacon like put his explosion stuff in him, and he just kind of blew up from the inside. But yeah, so
that blew up. Yeah,
so he has played superheroes. I thought Guy Gardner was really good. I look forward to seeing him in the Green Lanterns movie or TV show.
Yeah, he was actually surprisingly better than he looks goofy.
Which Nathan Fillion's just a great actor in general.
Yeah, he is,
and he's funny. Which James Gunn, I only have one complaint, and it's the scene where him and Lois are trying to have this like very heart-to-heart moment, and all you can see out in the background is them fighting that eyeball thing.
Dude, that was hilarious. I love that.
I know it was, but it's almost like James Gunn's ADHD just got too much, and he's like, "Oh, you need this in the background. You need this." That's supposed to be a really touching moment between him and Lois, and all you can see is just them fighting out in the background. It's kind of distracting.
Well, it's like what's up with the older chick with the glasses that has like at the end like her boobs are hanging out? Like, what was up with that?
What?
You don't remember that? Like she was clearly in there, like she was Lois's friend at the network, but like at the end of the movie, she has like this jumpsuit thing, like and her breasts are kind of hanging out. And I'm not trying to stay focused or discriminate women in any way at all. I just like, what was the purpose of her character? I was trying to figure it out.
No
Apparently
idea.
You didn't pay attention to that. So.
She's just there for eye candy.
Even Ileana mentioned it to me, and I'm like, yeah, I was trying not to notice that, but I was like, that's weird.
Yeah.
So they were in the spaceship together towards the end. But anyways. Not important. So Yeah, I didn't like the screaming part of the eagle lady.
Oh, Hawk Girl.
Yeah, like I liked her character, but like that screaming was just really it was
kind of distracting.
Yeah, it was very distracting. And like when she's talking normal and stuff, she's kind of like, kind of ditzy or whatever else. And I was like, then that I didn't like that part. But Lex Luthor was awesome. I like the little subterranean world thing. That was kind of cool. And the guy, what's his face that can like manipulate atoms and stuff. That guy,
Oh yeah,
that guy was cool.
I can't think of his name right now.
Yeah, he's kind of like a real low self-esteem dude that can do cool things. But I thought David Cornsweet, is that his name?
Yeah, Corn Sweat, something like that.
Something like that. But I thought he did a great job. I thought the human portrayal of Superman was phenomenal. That speech he gives towards the end, I thought was excellent. It was very touching. James Gunn knocked it out of the park. And we can talk about Fantastic Four as well, and then I'll share what I think is the best superhero movie of the year so far. But what did you think about Fantastic Four?
I thought it was really good. So it's some of people's complaint, or it's very talky. It's a very talky movie, and I get
too much talky.
There's a lot of
talking.
Galactus. The problem that people don't realize is Galactus really isn't like a villain. He's kind of like a necessity to the universe.
Yeah, he kind of cleans up planets.
Yeah, he eats planets but also the Celestials, are birthed from a lot of the planets that he goes to, and so he's basically killing those Celestials also. So he's kind of like a spider, killing bugs in a way. So he's not really a villain. He's not really evil, and so a lot of people probably were a little disappointed by Galactus, but I thought Galactus was done very well. The way that they beat him was kind of weird, I guess. Like Sue Storm just like going all G on him was, I don't know. I think they could have probably done that a little differently, but they definitely did a lot of emphasis on Franklin Richards, who, if you don't know, is probably the most powerful being in Marvel, other than
Galactus recognized it real quick.
Yeah, I mean Franklin Richards, and that's in spoiler alert, in the after credit scene. Dr. Doom's coming basically to steal Franklin Richards because Franklin Richards is insane.
Yeah,
and and he's probably the only person who's probably stronger than Franklin Richards might be the one above all, but I don't know. Franklin is.
Isn't he Beyonder kind of up there too?
Yeah, Beyonder's up there. There's a lot
but he is like one of the most powerful.
He's beyond Omega level mutant for sure.
He would crush Magneto.
So no, but I thought it was very the whole movie was about family, and I thought that was really well done.
I think it was well executed from that. Like to me, people are like, "Hey, what did you think of the movie?" I'm like, "Oh, I thought it was really it was a very family oriented movie. It didn't feel like quite like a superhero movie to me." In some regards, there wasn't as much action and stuff like that, which you talked about. I think did it really well. But I thought the relationship, I love the thing, his human interaction, and it did a great job of portraying like you're a human being and you got turned into a big boulder, basically. You can't do the same human stuff that you could do before, and you feel like you're an object, really strong, and it's awesome, but you're never gonna touch someone the same way. You're never gonna feel, will you ever have someone love you the same way? Just stuff like that. So they did a really good job portraying that, the relationship. The thing I love Pedro Pascal, but they made him so wimpy in that movie.
And another person was complaining that in the comics he can stretch like 100 feet.
Yeah,
and he basically stretched like 20 feet in Galactus.
And almost ripped him in half. Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't show off his powers a ton, really. Like you don't see a lot of Reed Richards.
Even his brain, it was like you could clearly tell he's super smart. He's one of the smartest characters in the MCU. But it's like he was more like a obsessive compulsive order kind of a smart, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Versus like actually him being intelligent. And I thought Pedro Pascal did a good job. It was a good Reed Richards. Like they really highlighted Invisible Woman, which she did a good job. Very strong female character. I have no issues with that at all.
If they're done right.
Yeah. And women can be very dominant in a relationship, and nothing wrong with that at all either. But I just really felt he was kind of wimpy, and his moment of fame was kind of like he just got almost ripped in half. He was almost reminded me of like a monkey, like orangutan flying around, and he didn't really do anything. So, and again, you're battling Galactus, one of the most powerful things in the universe. So
Put it in perspective, he's stronger. He's supposedly stronger than Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah.
So Galactus is just insane.
Yeah, so I mean, they didn't put him in the best situation, so I'm hoping like he gets to kind of redeem himself, like because he's going to be featured in a bunch of movies. So I love the acting that was involved in it. I just didn't like how wimpy he was. I'm like, man, he didn't really get to do much. He stretched, grabbed something. And I mean, what he did was important. You know, he opened up some of the lava things on the dude's back. But yeah, I thought he was kind of wimpy. But that's my take. So. My 2 cents.
Which one did you think was better, Superman or Fantastic Four?
Yeah, Superman was better. I thought Superman. I think Superman is the best superhero movie of the year so far.
I'm still gonna go with Thunderbolts.
I disagree.
I think the Thunderbolts
I love Thunderbolts.
Was insanely good.
Yeah. I agree.
On like a rating scale, like Fantastic Four is like a 7, 7.5. Superman's like an 8, and I think Thunderbolts is like a 9.3. So that's how I feel as far as Supermans go.
I put Superman at like a 9, and then I put Thunderbolts at like an 8.5, 8.75, and then I put Fantastic Four at like a 8, soft 8.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. We have different opinions. That's why we do a podcast together, because we don't always agree.
No, for sure.
What do you think about these two, this bourbon and rye? You know what's interesting? This rye, the more it sits out, the better it gets.
Yeah, no, I enjoy it.
But I think I still like the bourbon better.
I haven't quite. I poured some of the single barrel, but I'm waiting to finish this rye, because if I go back and forth, the rye will probably start getting
double stamp. Which one did you prefer, the bourbon or the rye 8-year?
I think I like the bourbon a little more.
Yeah, the bourbon just pops, man. It's got that
sweet
caramel deliciousness. Little spice.
And I'm a rye guy these days, so it's kind of surprising.
Yeah, no, but again, I think this, as I mentioned, just opened the rye, needs some airtime. It is getting better and better. It's closing the gap. So I think, if we had more 8 years.
Someone asked a question on a video, and I was kind of like, I kind of had the same question, is if I know bottled and bond is typically 100 proof, but realistically, could you do a higher proof at bottled and bond? Like, is that just standard 100, or could you do higher? Because I think some of these bottled and bonds would be bangers if they were a little higher proof.
I believe it has to be 100 proof,
and I don't know, like,
to be bottled
like
bond,
I don't know if it was the Bourbon Junkies, or it was one of those kind of channels where they're like,
Yeah.
I don't know, if you could have a higher proof bottled and bond or not.
That's a good question.
I'm sure if it was possible, someone would have already done it.
Yeah, I would think so too. Like, I think it has to be 100 proof, but I don't know. Maybe the rule is it has to be a minimum. That's good. Maybe we should go to Congress and ask.
Because I think if this rye was a little higher proof, it'd be a banger.
Yeah, but I mean, the bourbon's 100 proof too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I mean, they're even keel, so there's no discredit there. And usually, I'm always going to pick a good rye over bourbon, but that 8-year bourbon's fire. I love that caramel, spicy, like little pepper note. Yeah, I mean, it's good. The rye is good too. It's just it's kind of like it's like boom. There's nothing that pops out to me much on it. Got a little rye spice, a little bit of honey, and that's about it.
So just a little bit about the upcoming MCU. So we have a couple shows. We have the Wonder Man show, which is another character.
Ooh,
do we need
excited.
Wonder Man?
Yeah,
it's kind of like Ironheart. Did we need Ironheart?
Boy.
The only thing we got good from Ironheart was Sacha Baron Cohen's Mephisto finally was revealed.
I haven't seen that yet.
You don't have to watch the show; just watch his scenes, and you'll be like, oh yeah, he's really good.
Yeah, I like Sean.
But they have said that they've cast Ghost Rider.
Nice.
They've already cast Ghost Rider. It's rumored to be Ryan Gosling, but they're trying to set up the Midnight Suns. So hopefully,
I don't know if I would have chosen him for that character, but
it was either him and Norman Reedus. I think either one of those is good choices.
Yeah. Okay.
Or just bring back Nick Cage, bro.
That's what
Rage Cage,
like,
baby.
Why not we bring some Rage Cage, man?
And so we have Wonder Man, and then we have Daredevil season 2.
Oof. Already?
Or season, the
second season of that.
Season 2 of Daredevil Born Again.
Great show.
Which has Matthew Lillard. I'm curious to see who he plays.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
And then I heard a lot of the defenders, like Kristen Ritter's, Jessica Jones, like Iron Fist. A lot of them are supposed to be in this season.
People say Jessica Jones season 1 is like one of the greatest shows, Marvel shows ever.
I've heard that. I haven't got to watch it, but I need to go back and watch it.
I'm gonna go watch it. I've just been super busy lately, like I've been focusing a lot on the family and summer's almost over, so just trying to do as much with the family as possible. But we'll go back and watch some of those shows, and we'll give us our honest opinions.
And then we have Spider-Man next July.
Yeah.
Not born again. Brand new day. They've revealed the Spider-Man suit, and there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff going on.
It seems like interesting. Like there's a lot going on.
I know Hulk is going to be in it. Punisher, Scorpion's finally going to make an appearance.
Sweet.
From Michael Mando, who was in the first movie where he had the after credit scene with Vulture and was like, he had the big scorpion tattoo. You're like, obviously this is Scorpion. Yeah. He's got the big freaking tattoo on his side. So he'll finally show up. I think I've heard a couple other possibilities like Tombstone and some other ones that could be in there. So it'll be pretty interesting to see who the main villain ends up being, because what I heard is Spider-Man and Hulk. And Daniel was like, doesn't Hulk know who Spider-Man is? I was like, did you remember the third movie where he makes everyone forget him? So it'll be interesting to see who ends up being the main villain in that one.
Yeah.
But basically him and Hulk and Punisher fight each other until they figure out who the main villain actually is. So I heard it could be, what is it, Mr. Negative? Is that what he's called? From the Spider-Man game. I think that's his name. Something Negative. Mr. Negative.
The Electrode guy?
He's like black and white. I don't know. Anyway, apparently he could be the main villain, which could be really cool.
Interesting.
Because his whole thing is he can basically control people that he touches.
Oh, yeah.
So I think it's Mr. Negative. Someone correct me if I'm wrong on that one. And then we have Avengers Doomsday, which comes out in December of next year. Then there's an untitled Marvel movie between Doomsday and Secret Wars. So I'm curious what that one's going to end up being. It's hard to believe it's not a Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you need that Doctor Strange.
Kind of bring it all together.
Yeah, I think you need to see more of him trying to prevent incursions because he ends up working for I think he's going to end up on Doctor Doom's side because he's going to see like, hey, we need to stop these incursions.
Yeah.
So that'll be, and there's concept art of him being like Doctor Doom's sheriff whenever their new world's all set up. So, and then after that, then we have a soft reboot into the X-Men. So
yeah,
a lot of exciting things
to look forward to, but a lot of changes happening on the horizon too as well. So that'll be
hopefully some Midnight Suns, get some Ghost Rider with Moon Knight and Blade and stuff.
Ooh, that'd be cool. Yeah, I'm excited for the new Moon Knight season 2. Hopefully it's legit. So, all right, I think that'll close out Pop Culture Pour. We hope you enjoyed that one. We're going to skip Neat and Balance just for time purposes. I apologize. I got some juicy things for you guys on the next episode that we do.
Juicy.
So let's last call with the Bourbon Nerdz. So just want to kind of cover a couple things. I'll be working on our Patreon. That's what I've been tasked with. We've got a lot of videos coming out. So if you listen to our podcast and you haven't subscribed to us on YouTube, we're really pushing our YouTube channel. Thank you guys to all the support, comments, especially on our hunting videos. Those seem to be doing the best. We also have all of our podcasts. We are working hard to start, we want to get back to videoing our podcast eventually. We did one with Bourbon Hunter. If you didn't see that one. It's one where Garrett and I were kind of together and, but in general, and then we are looking to try to do some events, kind of had a setback on getting some of those launched, but expect, into into Q3 really, right? August, yeah. So into Q3, early Q4. So we will get some things, on the books, get them scheduled. I've got some follow-up stuff, and then I've got to hit the pavement on getting some distilleries signed up so we can do some more distillery interviews. We want to get those up and loaded, and then trying to get the dude from Moonshiners on, Chuck.
Yeah, and there's also a distillery out in Caddo that we've kind of talked to the owner about.
Yeah.
He's cool with bringing us out and hang out and kind of check his place out. I think it's Rattlesnake.
Copperhead Row.
Maybe it was Copper. No, it is Copperhead.
Yeah,
something.
That was Copperhead.
But so that'll be exciting to go out and talk to him.
Yeah, and then we
bit.
just need to set a date with the Blendery. Those guys.
Yeah,
that place is like, it's insane. Like, if once you go blendery, you'll never go back.
Dude, they make some amazing stuff for sure.
It's like it, and it's funny.
I think there's people that only exclusively buy blender stuff now.
And dude, if you're only drinking blendery stuff, you're like I'm happy. Like this stuff is great. All of it's insane. It's nuts. Like what they're doing down there. Like hats off to them. I know you're like, man, you got to talk about them a lot. But if you haven't tried one of their bottles, like look at the releases. They're selling out like $400 bottles in like a minute, less than a minute. It's nuts. Coming out with some old,
which their typical bottles are 120. So
yeah, $120 too. We're gonna set up another blend. Is it not blending?
I want to do a blending.
Yeah, we should do a blending experience.
I think the blending would be a lot more fun.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool. We could try that.
It's the same price as the bottle you're
Yeah,
own.
we might as well do that. Yeah, so we can set up.
I know Chance has kind of a
connection on that.
Well,
so.
I think he's a member, and so
I think
like
he's doing one.
He's doing one at the end of this month, but
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll be able to go to it.
Yeah, got it. No worries. But
we have
a
a
Bourbon Nerdz one.
Yeah, so a couple things. There's a raffle we're going to this weekend, which when this episode comes out,
Yeah.
will have already gone. But there will be a video, so you can go and check out the video. It's at Whitesboro. I think it's Happy Liquor
Happy,
in
yeah.
Whitesboro.
Be happy with
They've
it.
been around for a while, but this is going to be their first official raffle. There's a lot of really good bottles in that one, so that one's going to be really cool. We're getting together with open season operator Damon. He's got his pavilion. What is it? Is it a pavilion? He's got
It's
his
like a little pavilion
kinda set
in
up,
the
so
backyard. He built.
we're going up
worked
on
really hard on it.
We're going up on the 16th to kind of do a thing there. I
Yeah,
might
we'll
do
do a little-
might do a video for that. I don't
We
know.
should.
We'll
We
see.
should do a little. Yeah,
Little collab
we'll
video.
have a bunch of our Bourbon Nerdz crew, and
Maybe we can
Open
go
season
do a hunt
operator.
with them before, and then
yeah,
go do that.
that's not a bad idea. We'll see
We'll
if
see.
we have
Yeah,
time.
we'll see.
If not, we'll just go hunting. We need to get that Lasso 18 and
Yeah.
some other stuff.
And then also we have a live store on our Shopify. We should have links kind of everywhere, but we're using a drop ship place right now, but you can kind of customize, whatever colors you want for t-shirts, hats, things like that. So go check that out. It's really cool. We got our first sale on there. It was really exciting.
Yeah.
Shout out to Hunter Boston. I appreciate you, buddy.
Thank you, man.
But yeah, I think if
We've
you
got
get
some
in
cool
there,
gear on there, actually.
Yeah, no, it's a little different from the shirts that we got, but I think it's
Yeah.
really neat. I eventually I'll get in there and buy some stuff, so
Absolutely.
I think we get some discounts for being owners of the store. So
and we'll hopefully do some Patreon discounts too that you guys can see. Okay, all right. Well, I'm Cody,
I'm Garrett,
and we are the Bourbon Nerds.
Thanks for coming out,
like,
guys.
subscribe, and hope you enjoyed this episode.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
The Bourbon Nerdz podcast is hosted and executive produced by Cody Mills and Garrett Welch. The show is produced, mixed, and edited by me, Ethan Adams. The show features original music by Alex Pitts. You can find the Bourbon Nerdz on all the major social media platforms. Please follow, rate, and review the show on Apple Podcasts or your podcast player of choice. It really does help the show. Please don't hesitate to send an email or message on social media. We love to hear your thoughts, comments, and bourbon suggestions. The Bourbon Nerdz would like to remind the audience to always drink responsibly, know your limits, and never drink and drive. Be sure to check in every Sunday for a brand new episode. Cheers!